Hi everybody, it's me Lala. Thanks for stopping by for the video. Oh my gosh, things are happening in the garden and I have to show you what I thought was going to be monthly may turn out to be weekly or bi-weekly because I don't want you to miss anything. So we are going to take a walk through our back garden and I'm going to show you the wonderful things that are happening on a daily basis. Now, I want to forewarn you, we have some bunnies in the backyard and they are going in and out of the plants and everything. So I may get a little fright, you may get a little fright, or we may get to see the bunnies. So let's keep our fingers crossed because they're over by the garden, the vegetable area right now. So we'll see what happens. It is in the morning, so the sun is to the east. And it's a bright, sunny day here at Lilleybugglane. So grab a beverage, sit back, and let's take a look in the garden, shall we? We shall. Now we're at the corner of the house right now. You're looking at flowering oregano, you're looking at campfire marshmallow daisies, and you're looking at the African daisies, which I know are a favorite of a couple of you. Look at how these African daisies have grown just since the last time you saw them. Is that not amazing? It is amazing. Now I want to show you the petunias on the back stoop because I did shear them and I want to show you what it looks like. Okay, now you see how I have sheared the petunia plant that is in this pot here on the back stoop, and I did it by 50%. Do not be afraid if your petunias become straggly or leggy, right? Don't be afraid to take a nice cheap pair of Dollar Tree jot scissors to them and just give them a good old buzz cut. Cut them down by half, maybe even a little more, and in about 2 weeks you will see that they will fill out and the blooms will come right back on them. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like, and it doesn't hurt the plant at all, okay? And if you're having company come, like in 2 weeks' time, that would be a good time to shear back your petunias. That way, when you have your company, the petunias will look wonderful because they'll be all full and blooming. Okay, let's go into the backyard. Here we are, friends, in the back garden in the morning time. I am right here. You can see me. There's not much I can do. Look at the fountain. Look at the fountain. It floats around in the bird bath, and look at that. The birds just absolutely love it. They certainly do. So, and we have a couple of those here. We have our cupcake tree. Now you remember it had prolific blooms on it, so the leaves are not as prominent this year. So, okay, this right here, remember, was the hibiscus. Well, Chewy decided not gonna happen, so he pulled it out and we planted some marigold seeds in it. But guess what? The chipmunks got into it. They certainly did, and they've been digging, so Chewy's going to have to do a second planting. But you can see some of the marigolds survive the chipmunks, and they are coming up. But we're going to have Chewy do another planting of marigolds. And marigolds are good on your back porch or your patio deck because they help deter mosquitoes. Look at our miniature zinnias, how much they have bushed out. Look at that. And our wire plants are doing absolutely fantastic, right? Wonderful. Here is our ginormous pot of petite petunias. Some of our favorites here at Lilleybugglane. We love these. Now these don't have to be deadheaded on a daily basis. They're very prolific when they bloom. So you don't have to. The little deadheads just fall off themselves. Okay, let's take a look over here. Look at this. Look at this. Right? I know. So I think I'm going to switch the oregano that's here with the basil. So I'm going to switch these two since the basil is the taller. And that is the tri-variety basil. And then look at the catnip back here. Look at that. It is beautiful. It's mounding and it's just wonderful. And then we have our oregano right here. So I'm going to switch the oregano and the basil. And look at this. We've already got some basil that's going to seed already. Now, that spire right there holds the seeds inside. There's these little pods, and you break open the pod and there's a little black seed inside, and that's where the oregano seeds are. But we have the purple basil and we have the shiny basil there, and then we have this variety right here. So there we go. There we go. Here is another basil that's doing wonderfully, and look how much that has grown. Now every year we use this particular tub, galvanized tub, to plant basil, and we usually do 2 plantings in a season. This will seed and then we'll take it out and then we'll plant some more because basil is very, very quick growing. So we have that. Then we have our little trio right here of African daisies, and we're getting ready to have quite a few blooms open up on them. And then we have our rosemary, and we have our campfire marshmallow daisies and the flowering oregano in this pot here. Now, this one's doing so much better than the one over at the corner of the house, and we seem to think that it is due to the amount of sun, because the patio, I would say 98% of the patio gets full sun all day long. So I may move that one pot over here so that it does a little bit better. But there we go. There we go. Okay. So we did a planting of, we bought some more echinacea to fill in right here because this was too sparse for our liking. So Chewy went to the Lowe's and got some more echinacea, and we planted them in there, and that will fill in this area. Then we have our allium right here, which is our decorative onion, and you can see that it is getting more buds on it. The other one is starting to bloom, so I will show you that. The marigolds along the border here are doing okay, not great. Now, here's the butterfly bush. You can see that the flag has been moved. You can see the flag has been moved. I want to show you, because remember I told you that I deadhead the spires that are off of here, but I wanted to show you when I take them off, okay? So see this one right here? See how that is probably, I'd say 90% dried up. And you can see this one here. See how it's dried up, starts at the bottom and comes up from the top. So I will deadhead this one right here, right? And then any of the other ones that are probably like 90% or more, I will pinch off the spire, and then it'll promote more blooming. So let's do this now, and I'll just show you how I do it. So you see here how there's a intersection right there. So I'm just going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it in there, if I can get it, and I'm going to snap it off like that. Now, you see how we have the extras here, right? So I'm just going to snap that off and then snap this off. You want to try really hard not to snap at the intersection right there. You don't want to take that intersection off. So there we have a deadhead. So I will do that. I wanted to show you though how the blooms dry up from the bottom up. And then that way you know. And some of these, look how big this one is. Holy cow, right? Holy cow. Oops. I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. So there we go. Okay, so that shows you how I deadhead the butterfly bush. Can I tell you, I've got birds flying all around my head. I certainly do. I'm going to put this deadhead on the table here. Another African daisy, which has done absolutely wonderful. That is one plant, friends. And you see the euphorbia is inside there, but unfortunately it didn't do what I hoped it would do. I thought the euphorbia would mix with the African daisy, but I think the euphorbia didn't get enough sun. So there we go. So we have some wonderful cone flowers right here, and hopefully this will look like this next year. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. So we have some wonderful, lots of blooms. And let me tell you something, the bees love these flowers and the butterflies. The bees and the butterflies certainly do. Now this is an echinacea here, and it's a very pale yellow. And then we have daisies right there. So there we go, friends. This is the smaller allium, and you can see some of them are starting to bloom. See that? They just kind of open up and then they'll turn into little circular balls, and we will show you those when that happens. Certainly will. I'm deadheading the marigolds as I'm showing you the flowers here. I haven't been out today to deadhead, so. And then of course we have the fairy wand. Look how vibrant that purple is. I know, right? Now look at this. Crazy! And look at my plume grass. Oh. Now, I told you all, Chewy is going to plant these into the ground because we want to see if they will weather over. There is a possibility they will. So we are very excited of the possibility that they would weather over, and we will see. And I love the color. The inside is a green and it plumes out to be like a purplish burgundy, and then you've got the burgundy plumes there. And these African daisies are doing crazy good. And of course our favorites, the petunias. There we go. And then we have some butterfly plant. I think that's milkweed. I think the orange right there in the center. We have a rogue coneflower that'll get moved over to this side of the post. And looky look, friends. Look at that. Look at that. Right? These are the daisies. And look at all the buds. You can see all the buds that are still going to come out. How fabulous is this? Now, this is a new plant. We filled in a gap. So you see you've got a very tight cluster of blooms right here and also right there. So we filled in a gap this year. So, but look, look, look. How wonderful is this? It's my favorite thing. Oh, it is. Okay, here we go. Look, we have a deadhead, right? So you see how yellow these are, and you see this has turned brown in the middle. So this is when I pull it off, and they come off very, very easily. We have another one here, so I'm going to pull that one, and you see it just pops right off. And what I do is I throw them behind the rest of the daisies, and hopefully they'll take seed, right? But you can see the newer blooms are the brightest yellow centers. This was one of the first blooms, because see, it's starting to turn brown in the center. So this will be this'll be deadheaded when it turns more brown. But you can tell the newer blooms from the older blooms just by the color of the center, the yellow. Now this is our Dynatrap. This is a mosquito preventer. It works wonderful. That is a 1/2 acre size, and we don't have any problems with mosquitoes here in the yard. So, and Chewy treats the yard for mosquitoes and gnats and things like that. So there we go. So then we come along. I had Chewy cut the gladioli. I'm trying to get him to take these out because I am not a fan. Now here are those red flowers, bright orange red, that I told you about. The hummingbirds love these. They love them. And there is the clematis that Chewy is so proud of, and it's got some more blooms on it. So it's doing wonderfully right there. It certainly is. Here's our little fountain. The birds love to get in the big Olympic size bird bath, and they get under the little fountain when it's running, and it's so cute to watch them. Okay, there we go. This is our bird feeding area right here. Look at the cucumbers. Look how big those leaves are. Can you believe that? Okay, look. Okay, so Chewy removed 2 of the white zucchini plants. No, I'm sorry. He removed a green zucchini and 1 white zucchini. We have 2 whites and 1 green left, okay? So this is a zucchini, this is a zucchini, and that's a zucchini. That is our glass corn right there. Look at the green beans, right? Here is our single tomato plant. Look at the radishes. We've been getting about a radish a day there. And then we have our carrots. And we think the bunnies have been in here because a lot of this is like depressed down. And then there's the nasturtium. I hope I say that right. So there we go. So this is turning into a hot mess. It certainly is. And it makes me very uneasy because it's not neat and tidy, but it's Chewy's job and he'll do what needs to be done. So we're very excited about this. And Chewy said that we are getting zucchinis are starting. Okay, so you see right there, those are going to be blooms, and that's where the zucchini will start. And then we've got some blossoms down in there. You can see them, they're yellow. See those? Hopefully those will turn into zucchini. And we have friends that like to eat the flowers. I guess they're edible, and sometimes we'll pull them off and give them to friends of ours, and they eat them. So there you go, right? There you go. Look at how the hostas, more blooms have come up from the hostas. I'm thinking this is going to go. That is the unblooming hydrangea. There we've got the astilbe. I think that's how you say it. So we're coming along. We're going to be moving into the sunlight again, which is good. There's a nice dew on the ground. We were in the low 50s here overnight. So everything's doing great. Now, This sorry looking Rosa Sharon is not doing great. We have hope because it does have a little bit of green there at the bottom, so it's not completely gone. We're keeping our fingers crossed, right? We are. And then we have our hydrangea tree here. I think I'm going to have Chewy cut this branch because it's weird. That makes it look weird shaped. So, and we have all of these blooms on the hostas, which the bees just love. So they'll stay up as long as I can stand them, right? I hear a bee, but I can't see a bee. So anyway, so here we move into the black-eyed Susans, and you can see they're going to be opening up soon. They certainly are. So we've got those. And then this came over from the patio. This was the Rogue coneflower. Then we've got these here. Okay. We've got the daisies that came from the clearance section. I need to deadhead these so that the plant does not use the energy doesn't go to the dead heads. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you deadhead your plants. And I'm just going to throw these right there and hope that they seed, right? I'll come back and do the rest of those. And this is doing better. Remember, emergency planting of the white clematis. Then we have the zinnias, and Chewy did do a second planting. So we have that. Okay. Oh goodness. Look at these. Look at the peppers. Chewy has staked them up. Look how much they've grown since since the last oh my God, a bug just got on me. Oh, it's a lightning bug. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Lightning Bug. Oh, look. How exciting, right? Now we're behind the garage now, and the sun is being blocked by the tree here and the clouds. So let's move. See how we're getting more new growth on the pussy willow? So Chewy will have to come back here and trim this up because this is going to be out of control. And look here, friends. We've got fairy wand that is getting ready to bloom. We've got echinacea. Here is our silk spun daisies. Very exciting. Oh, look, the Asiatic lilies. I didn't even know that they're starting to bloom. So we have pink and we have white and we have some here. Look at that. Is that not pretty? Now, Asiatic lilies, Chewy loves Asiatic lilies. I'm not a huge fan, but he loves them. Look how much they've grown, the phlox back there. And you can see how you're starting to get your bloom clusters. Now, they have in the past, hopefully they will this year, they'll get as high as the brick on the garage. They certainly will. And look here, we have some more fairy lily. We have black-eyed Susans. We do. We have daylilies or tiger lilies. We have some more silk spuns that I need to deadhead. And look at our hydrangea, friends. Look at that. This is the perfect spot for it. Isn't that strange how some places are just the perfect spots and other places they don't do so well? And then look at this carpet of yellow. Isn't that pretty? It is. And then here's our daisies. Right? Okay, let's go along the garage here. Now, here is the hibiscus, and I'm trying to see. I think the blooms will start to form right in here. Might grow a little bit more. This does so well every year right here. Certainly does. And then we have our sedum. Chewy and I discussed the hostas. Those are going to move. They're going to move. We've decided that. And of course, we have some more sedum coming up here. And then we have our crepe myrtle. We certainly do. Okay, let's take a look at a couple more things. Okay, we've moved into the front of the garage here. I have another one of my plume grasses, and look how many plumes have come up on that. Now, these are the fairy lilies that our neighbor gave us, and I've been deadheading them. So see this one here. I will deadhead this today. You just deadhead it right at the bottom of the bloom. See? And then this one here, you're going to deadhead it right at the bottom of the bloom. And you see we have a new one coming up here. And these have been, oops. Look, we have a garden friend. See him right there on the blade? A little grasshopper. Okay, I don't like grasshoppers. Anyway, so those have been doing very, very nicely. And you see how much they've grown in the pot. That's why you need to keep them in a pot. If you're going to put them in the ground, you want them in a pot. You sink the pot into the ground because they spread like crazy. Look at the petite petunias. Oh, I just love them. I love them. How they fountain down like that. Wonderful. Okay, here we are on the other side of the garage. Look at the cherry tomatoes, friends. Look at the cherry tomatoes. Now, if I stand next to them, they are just about a little below my armpit if I stand next to them. So there we go. Now these are all done blooming. I don't believe we get a second bloom out of those. And of course we have the petite petunias there on the stump. Right? Now, let's see if I can get a good picture of that's Chewy's car right there. That's his little tin can. Here we go. Let's see. I need to move out of the sunlight a little bit. Look at how much the sunflowers have grown up the fence. Now, use the fence as your reference, right? Use the fence as your reference. 6-foot fence. We have the zinnias underneath. That is our basketball pole right there in the center. But pretty soon we are going to have the sunflowers up above the fence. And if you look in the distance across the street, you can see the beautiful blue and periwinkle hydrangeas across the street at our neighbor's house. So there you go, friends. There you go. So there's our latest garden tour. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed our time together as much as I did, because I certainly did. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how your back gardens are doing, how your vegetables are growing, what are you growing, and I will see you again very, very soon, friends. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you are happy. I hope you are healthy. Take your zinc every day. It is up to us, friends. And I hope you are safe. I certainly, certainly do. Thanks for stopping by.